Hi everyone, I hope this video finds you well, and today I will be sharing with you the different methods or ways that we can use in solving different mathematical problems or equations. Hi, I am Scarlyn Mae C, Manzanares, your speaker for today. So there are a lot of methods that we can use in solving different mathematical equations or problems. And first, let us tackle the methods in multiplying multi-step numbers. So there are a lot of methods that in solving or in multiplying multi-step numbers, and some of them are the long method, the lattice method, and the distributive property of multiplication over additions. And then, how do we divide large numbers? So in dividing large numbers, we just need to follow the step divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down and repeat or remainder. So those are the steps in dividing large numbers. How about if we encounter what if we encounter an equation that involves order of operations? So it's easy. It's just so easy. We just need to remember the mnemonics GEMDAS, which stands for groupings, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So if ever you encounter equations that involves order of operations, you just remember the mnemonics and you are good to go. But remember, in solving a problem or an equation that involves order of operations, you should always start from left to right, never start from right to left. Okay? So next is exponential notation. So what is exponential notation? So exponential notation is the shortest way of writing a repeated multiplication. So the base is the number that will be multiplied repeatedly, and the exponent is what tells us how many times that the base will be multiplied by itself in certain times. So that is exponential notation. How about prime numbers and composite numbers? What are those? So if we talk about prime numbers, these are the numbers that is greater than 1 which has two factors. So prime numbers has only two factors, the number 1 and the number itself. While the composite numbers are the numbers that has three or more factors. So composite number again is a number that has three or more factors. And we have the so-called process prime factorization. It is a process of expressing a composite number as a product of its prime factors. So that is prime factorization. And if we talk about the divisibility, so any number or every number is divisible by 1, but a number is only divisible by 2 if it is even. And a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is a multiple of 3. And a number is divisible by 4 if the last two digit is a multiple of 4. And a number is divisible by 5 if its last digit is either 5 or 0. And a number is divisible by 6 if it is divisible by 2 and 3. And a number is divisible by 7 if the difference between twice the unit's digit and the remaining digit is a multiple of 7. And a number is divisible by 8 if the last three digit is a multiple of 8. And a number is divisible by 9 if the sum of its number, or if the sum of its digit is a multiple of 9. And lastly, a number is divisible by 10 if its unit's digit is 0. Okay, that is divisibility rules. How about factors? So factors are the numbers being multiplied to get the product. So the greatest common factor, or the GCF, is the biggest number that can exactly divide the given numbers. So there are four methods or four ways in finding the GCF. First is the listing method, the listing method, then the prime factorization, the continuous method, the continuous division, and Euclidean algorithm. How about multiples? So multiples are the products of a given number and the natural or counting numbers. So that is the multiples. How about least common multiple or LCM? So the LCM is the least number that can be exactly divided by the given number. So that is LCM. So there are three ways in finding the LCM: the listing method, prime factorization, and the continuous division. How do we, or what is a mixed number or a mixed fraction, Miss Scarlyn? So a mixed fraction is composed with a whole number and a fraction. How about improper fraction? So improper fractions is a fraction that the numerator is greater or equal to the denominator. That is an improper fraction. How do we change mixed fraction into improper fraction? So it is easy. We just need to multiply the whole number by the denominator and then add the numerator. Then the answer will become the new numerator, and we just need to copy the denominator. So that is how we change mixed number into improper fraction. But how about when we change improper fraction into a mixed number? It's easy. We just need to divide the numerator by the denominator, and then the quotient will become the whole number, and while the remainder will become the last numerator. And again, you just need to copy the denominator. How do we express a fraction in its lowest term? So, or in its simplest form. So we just need to divide both numerator and denominator by their greatest common factor, or the GCF. How do we add dissimilar fractions and change how do we add dissimilar fractions? We just need to change them first into similar fractions, then add the mixed numbers. So first add the whole number parts, and then change the fractional parts to like fractions, and then add the fractional parts and write the answer in its simplest form. And in subtracting the similar fractions, we just need to change them to similar fractions, and then subtract numerators and copy the denominator. To subtract mixed numbers, we just subtract the whole number parts and then change the fractional parts to like fractions, then subtract the fractional parts and write again the answer in its simplest form. How about in multiplying fractions? We just need to follow the rules. In multiplying fraction to fraction, we just multiply numerators as well as the denominators, and then the answer we need to express in its simplest form. And the second rule is, if we multiply fractions into a whole number, we just need to express the whole number as a fraction with a denominator of 1. Then multiply the numerators and the denominators and express the answer in its simplest form. And then in multiplying mixed numbers, we just need to express the mixed numbers as improper fractions. So we just need to change the mixed numbers into improper fractions, and then multiply the numerators and denominators and express the answer in its simplest form. And then lastly, how do we divide fractions? We just need to follow the steps. Get the reciprocal of the divisor. We need to get the reciprocal of the divisor, and then change the division sign into a multiplication sign, and then multiply the numerators, then multiply the denominators, and express the answer in its simplified form if needed. So that will be all for today, and I hope you learned something from this video, and that will be all. Thank you and God bless.